Hello, my name is Katie Galt, and I am the assessment coordinator at Sanger Unified School District, which is a medium district in Central California. This video is about communicating about test assignments. Before we get into too many of the things, one important note is to remember that once a student is assigned the California Alternate Assessment or the summative alternate ELPAC, they will be assigned the alternate assessment for all tests. I've heard it before as like alternate for all. But when we're talking about communicating test assignments, I'm going to first talk through the science test. So we have in our district determined that our 11th graders are who is testing. They're already testing math and ELA. That has been what our district team has decided. But we do have a lot of students either coming from other districts or who, as an 11th grader, did not already test. 12th graders who have not yet taken science at any time during high school are automatically assigned. And that's one of my first things that I communicate to our high schools. 12th graders are not used to, aside from AP testing, are not used to having to take any statewide testing. And so in their minds, sometimes they're like, I'm off the hook. So I try really hard to make sure that our high schools know if any 12th graders who will need to take the science test. Right around the beginning year, once enrollment has kind of settled, I start looking into and working with and communicating with our pupil personnel services department, our PPS department, to make sure that, especially for my 5th, 8th, and 11th grade, because again, we test science in 11th grade, any students who qualify for the California Alternate Assessment for Science, I will try to reach out and make sure that we have an ongoing list. I continually have that conversation with our PPS department to make sure that I'm capturing any student who would eventually be assigned an alternate assessment. But I start that conversation a little earlier for those particular grade levels so that the CAA for science can be taken after each of the blocks or units of study. But then again, definitely after winter break, I am communicating with site coordinators who I then ask to communicate with their case managers. We at our school site have SDC at 2 of our elementary school sites. I really heavily connect with them as well as our middle school and high schools to make sure that I have an updated list of anyone who on an IEP or with their team has been designated to be administered an alternate assessment. And then I go in myself. Site coordinators kind of check in with me and make sure afterwards I go in and I say, please go and check. Everyone that should be assigned has been assigned, and they will follow up with me. But I do those assignments of the alternate assessments for our students after having communicated with the school site and then district-wide PPS department. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this information timely and useful.